And when I was younger, when I was growing up, I feel like life just felt slower. You know, there's long days spent just playing in the woods or playing games like my favorites were kick the can or manhunt, sardines, just being a kid. You know, days felt like they would never end, and I loved it at the time. Now it's a little bit different, right? I mean, it feels like our performance is measured by the minute, and these good old days they're just gone for good. We're owned by our phones, and we never sit around long enough to actually celebrate. There's one recent trend. Well, okay, there's there's probably 50 things that would make this list, but if there's one recent trend that's been on my mind a lot recently that really bothers me, it's our lack of celebration for things that truly matter. Now, don't get me started on things like kindergarten graduations and birthday months and things in our society that are overly celebrated. I've got like 200 moms that are about to put angry comments that their child should be celebrated for kindergarten, but that's neither here nor there. Look, that could take a while. What I'm talking about is our inability to step back and celebrate hard work and achievement without just looking forward to the next thing that needs to be accomplished. We've forgotten how to celebrate things that should be celebrated in the workplace. And this goes back to the book of Genesis, right? It's a biblical concept as old as time. When God created, he stepped back and he said, this is good, right? Every time he created something, yeah, this is good. He took a minute to pause to celebrate. When he created man and woman, when he created man, he said, this is very good, his masterpiece. He didn't sit back and say, all right, well, finish with this. What's next? What's on tap for tomorrow? No, he stepped back and he celebrated the fruits of his labor, the fruits of his work. So why do we have a tough time with this? Why can't we stop long enough to celebrate a job well done, a deal closed, a new venture? Well, I think it's because our society feels it is ineffective, feels if it's worthless, if we're not working towards the next something. It's not about what you have done lately. It's about what you're doing next, right? Our attention spans are so teeny tiny that what has been accomplished is quickly forgotten. And what is yet to accomplish becomes this kind of white whale that we chase after. Think about the newest iPhone or the newest gadget you've bought. As soon as it's released, the question is brought up of, well, what's the next one going to look like? It's madness. They're even working on the next release before the current release is out. Why? Because you're only as good as the next thing that you're going to do, your next achievement, your next innovation. And I'm here to tell you that's just simply not true. Yes, we should be building new releases and innovating and changing it up, but not if it costs us celebration in the process. Not if it robs us of our humanity, of our enjoying what we're working on in the moment. Life can't be lived in these mountaintop experiences, but it's lived right here in the margins, in the in-betweens. It's the conversations you have with a coworker when you're at lunch. It's the quick little glimpses that we get as we're walking into a meeting with a group of people talking about our weekend instead of sitting there 10 minutes early scrolling through Instagram for worthless content that's not going to change us in any ways. One of the things here at BOP, one of the unique core values I've loved is this concept of big wins. It stands for begin in gratitude. And if you've ever sat in on one of our team meetings or sat through a coaching time, we always ask you what your big win is. You got to come prepared for something that's worth celebrating. It's a unique core value of ours because we believe that celebration needs to be an integral part of who we are. You work too hard, hour after hour, day after day, to not be allowed to celebrate and celebrate regularly. Many of our clients have actually started big wins in their own team meetings as they've realized how critical it is to morale and how tight it draws their team together. It's a moment of humanity in the midst of this kind of grueling efficiency battle. It pulls the curtain back a bit to remember that our coworkers or our employees are humans and not just these kind of chess pieces that we move around or means to an end, means to production. It's a way to celebrate the process of achieving a goal, not just the goal itself. And I hope you hear that. These big wins are a way to celebrate the process of achieving a goal, not just the goal itself. Because your employees want to be celebrated. So how are you doing that as a business? That's really what I want to leave you with today, is just that thought. What's the culture of celebration and wins feel like in your business? Is it go, go, go and never stop for recognition? Or is it one that pays attention to the little things? One that celebrates the wins along the way? One that isn't playing the game of always looking forward, but is willing to slow down enough to celebrate the daily and the weekly big wins. I hope so. I hope that's your culture, a culture of big wins. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care.